All right, you guys. As most of you know, I am a big proponent of doing cardio, regardless of size, because our heart muscle is our most important muscle in our body. And it's important to work it, make sure you're getting the good blood flowing. And cardio has multiple benefits for building your immune system, to your energy levels. I mean, you can look it up, and the benefits go on and on. So, I'm just really against any of the contrarian opinions where you just need to lift weights and skip all the cardio. Forget that. Do cardio. It's functional movements. It allows you to be active and do stuff. You got kids who want to run around and play. Kids want to run around and play. You big and you just pack on a bunch of muscle. You don't have no cardio conditioning. You know what I'm saying? So I got a 1-year-old. She's gonna get older, and I'm still gonna be running right next to her. So, anyways. This was a spur of the moment. I had some time before my clients got in to work out, and I said, let me get down here and show these people how to row. And granted, I am not a professional by any means, and I will dissect and criticize and critique my own form here. But I wanted to do something in the fashion of what I did the other day or a few days ago with the 10-minute run. So I wanted to do a 10-minute row here. And honestly, I should have wore my heart rate monitor, because I like to compare that 10-minute run at 10 miles an hour, which is basically my mile pace, to a 10-minute row. And I think this row would definitely be equal to or higher than in calories, because my heart rate is much higher on average, doing the row machine. So I also wanted to kind of knock out two birds with one stone and kind of show my clients what I'm looking for in terms of when they're rowing. Now, keep in mind, like I said, my form is not the greatest. I have the resistance on maximum of 10. I started rowing at one of my corporate accounts on a Concept 2, and we always rowed at 10. I know this is not what people do because it's not necessarily the resistance of water, but I want the maximum burn pain possible. And I really like rowing on this Xebex rowing machine. It's good for posture, where I feel like I can hurt my back easier on the Concept 2. But I find the times and efforts to be fairly similar. So, my time and pace is fairly similar on each machine. So, I don't feel like there's any real discrepancies there. Now, as far as my pulls, so if you notice, I'm reaching as far forward as I can. Now, obviously, fatigue plays a factor, but I'm reaching as far forward as I can, and I'm leaning back and pulling as far back as I can. And what I'm doing here is trying to lengthen the distance of that stroke, get that bar as close in as possible and as far out as possible. And what you just notice here is that, this is cardio, but this is muscle building too. Like, look at the pump I got in my shoulders. My shoulders are filling with blood. My biceps are filling with blood. And I've noticed that my shoulders are leaner now that I've started rowing consistently. My biceps have gotten growth on the inner head of the bicep just from doing the row machine. A lot of that has to do with my technique. I am in this for gains, and cardio. I'm not in this to be an Olympic rower, so my form is not going to be all that great. And you'll notice I take a quick pause before I do the next rep. A lot of that is because I'm overextending when I do the pull. It's definitely not the most efficient, but it works for me, and it's the way that I'm fastest, just naturally doing it without having had a coach. And so, you really want to get maximum velocity on the way out. So notice I'm pulling, getting that velocity, pulling all the way to the upper chest. Take a quick second, and then bring it back in. And so what I was shooting for here in 10 minutes was to get to 3,000 meters. And I'll show you a picture at the end of the result, because my video got cut a little bit short because my timers were set on my recorders to 10 minutes. And the time it took me to turn them both on and get my feet set and all that stuff, I missed like the last minute. But I'll show you a picture of the result here. Came up just a smidgen short, like 18 meters, which is basically like one pull. And I could have pulled it, but it would have been overtime. I decided to keep it honest and stop right at, I was at like 9:59, and that was my last pull. I should have made it. I could have made it. And so I'll just have to do it again and kind of beat my personal best. So the thing I really like about rowing is that, if you come in the gym, you just really don't feel like you know, there's the days that you don't feel like doing anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel like lifting. You don't feel like. So you get there, you're up on the row machine, man. You're just sitting there. You sit down, and after a while, you just get rowing easy. Next thing you know, you're warmed up, and you're starting to pick up pace. Next thing you know, you're full on into that thing. You know what I'm saying? It's much easier to get into and get your body going than it is to do running or really any other form of cardio that I've done. And so, as you can see here, you know, I'm working now about 1,500 calories. And if you look at the display there, that number in the top in the middle is how many meters that I've gone. The number to the right of that is how many strokes per minute that I'm doing. I like to stay around 24, 25. I feel like once you get up to 27 to 30, you end up going too fast and it ends up slowing you down. And I'll demonstrate this here because I decided to demonstrate some more rhythmic rowing, starting basically like right now. It's more of a rhythmic rowing. My pace goes up to 27, 28, and basically all I do is wear myself out because, you know, you get to doing the strokes too fast. Rowing is not about how fast you can go. It's not like accelerating your legs while you're running. It's about your form and getting the most out of each pull that you can. So as soon as that flywheel starts to slow down, that's when you want to be getting into your next pull. So I do this for about 60 to 90 seconds of the rhythmic, and then I go back to my typical row when I'm trying to maximize that distance, because it gets much harder when you try to go too fast. So right now, if you look at the screen, I'm getting close to 2,000 meters. That time in the middle of the screen, it starts as soon as you make the first pull, but your meters don't start counting for another few seconds. So the time, the clock in the bottom right-hand corner is the actual time of my row. So I get to 2,000 meters in about 6 minutes and 45 seconds, which is, I think, a personal best. I might have got that down to like 6:23 maybe. I don't think so. I think that might have been one of my fastest times because I don't really do the 2,000 meter time trial that often, but I will be here soon. I'm going to do one on one of my rowers, and then I'm also going to do one on a Concept 2 to see what the time difference is. And honestly, I think there won't be much at all because my pace and times are very similar. And you see I'm doing the rhythmic thing here. Went up a couple strokes per minute, and just a couple strokes per minute makes a big difference in terms of your fatigue level and maintaining your form while you're pulling. I'm pulling a little bit lower to my chest as my, you know, I'm doing more strokes per minute, so that puts more strain on my biceps and shoulders. They start to fatigue, so I started pulling a little bit lower and retracting my lats. But the muscles that you work doing the row machine, everything basically, you know, you're working biceps, you're working forearms, you're working shoulders, delts, you're working back, traps, you know, upper back, lower back, legs, calves. I mean, this thing is a full body workout. And I'll post a picture of something from one of these row bias websites that talks about the muscle groups that you work while doing the row machine. And granted, it's biased, but it's legit, man. It's a full body workout on that row machine. You're building muscle, burning fat, and working your heart at the same time. So I hope this video is helpful for you guys. I'll show you a picture of my end result and a picture that I told you from the row group. So please comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.